So if you'll please join me here in a seat, and if you'd like, you can start with in a chair if that would feel more comfortable to you, and then just move back down to the ground. I have my phone here. I'm not texting or anything, but I want to keep time with our triactive breath because I don't want it to go too long. So please find a nice tall spine. Let your tailbone relax down just a little bit. And whatever seated position that feels comfortable to you is absolutely perfect. We're just going to ground down for a few moments here. So if it feels comfortable, you may close your eyes or take a soft gaze to the floor. Let your chin be parallel to the floor. Tall spine. And just offer yourself up a few moments to come into your space. Feeling yourself grounded on your mat or your chair. Softening the shoulders away from the ears. Let your cheeks and eyes and jaw relax. And I'd really like to invite you today to set an intention for your practice. And if you feel comfortable bringing the palms of the hands together and in Anjali Mudra or prayer, and just silently offer yourself up that intention, so you can cultivate it throughout your practice and then maybe take it off of your mat today. And then when you're ready, go ahead and relax your hands down to your thighs. And we're going to begin with our triactive breath. So I would love for you to imagine something or bring a thought up about something in your life now that maybe feels a little heavy. Maybe you'd like to be able to work through something, whatever that might be. And usually it's the first thing that pops into your mind. And don't be afraid to work with that today. And so we're going to start to work around that with the triactive breath. And this is going to kind of start to loosen up all of the space, moving up and down the chakras here and through our throat. And we're going to be releasing any stress or any feelings around that through the mouth. So again, remember, it's a three-part breath: breathing into the belly, breathing into the chest, and letting go through the mouth. And we'll start together. And we're going to do it for 3 minutes. Now, just so you know, I've done this for 30 minutes before. So 3 minutes, if this is the first time you've done it, might feel a little much. But like I said, please pause if you start to feel dizzy, slow down the breath, do it at your own pace. So bringing your hands to your thighs, tall in the spine, let's go ahead and begin. You might start to feel a little heat building up in the belly. If you need to slow down, please allow yourself to do so. Soften the body. Pause the breath. Go ahead, close the mouth. Relax the body. Notice if you begin to clench, soften the body. Relax the body. You've got this. Bring your awareness into any spaces that are feeling tight. It may take a couple of moments to let that breath soften and relax. You might feel some openness in the body. You might feel tingling in the body, and this is good. Again, this is our body releasing what we're holding on to. And if you allowed yourself to kind of imagine and think of something that might feel a little repressive in your life right now, something you might feel blockage around, just even bringing the awareness to that as we allow this triactive breath to move through our body. This is a good sign if you're feeling that tingling or that openness, that brightness, that you're beginning to allow yourself to let go. So it's bringing in that thought awareness and then allowing it to leave. You might place your hand on your heart if you're feeling maybe a sense of overwhelm, and just allow your hand to rest on your heart, giving yourself that sense of, I am here for you. You're okay. Feeling that heartbeat is such a beautiful connection. So please bring yourself into that space and allow your breath to start to soften, coming into this gentle awareness. Mm. And you can come back to this triactive breath anytime that you'd like. And boy, that 3 minutes, that went fast. Letting yourself come down, breathing into the space around you, becoming aware of the ground once again beneath you. Hmm. And this is where we began that embodiment practice, right? Yoga, breath work, meditation, and we're going to bring into our practice now a that mudra, or Uttara Bodhi Mudra. So let's go ahead and bring our hands together. And remember, we're going to bring the knuckles of the middle finger, the ring finger, and the pinky finger together. And then we're going to stretch out our pointer finger and our thumb away from one another. So we kind of make this diamond shape with the pointer finger and the thumb. And we're going to place it right here in our solar plexus, our power center. So the color for our solar plexus is represented by yellow. Now you can close your eyes and start to imagine every time you breathe in, there's a little energy center around our solar plexus, and maybe that yellow energy starts to grow. And I want to offer you up this mantra. And we're just going to repeat it 3 times. So lifting the crown of the head to the sky, softening the shoulders away from the ears. Let's just find a gentle connection to our core. So drawing that belly button towards the spine as we release the tailbone down just a little bit. And you can either say out loud or to yourself, I have the courage, the strength, and the determination to live the life I want. I have the courage, the strength, and the determination to have the life I want. Breathe into that. I have the courage, the strength, and the determination to have the life I want. Mm. If you'd like, you can once again bring your palms to prayer and bring your thumbs to your third eye center and just breathe into that. And you can say, if you like, I am. Beautiful. Releasing that mudra. And if you'd like, you can go ahead and change positions of the feet. Your legs might be getting a little bit tired. And from here, we're just going to bring our fingertips down to rest at our side. And we're going to take a big breath in and up, bringing the fingertips to the sky, breathing in. And as we exhale, let's soften our shoulders down. Relax that tailbone back, centering our core. And if it doesn't feel good to bring your palms together, remember you can open them up wide if that feels better in your shoulders. So we're just going to take a nice deep inhale here when you're ready. And as you exhale, let's stretch to the right. Our left hip is going to anchor down towards the ground, and we're going to stretch the left fingertips off to the right side. And we're going to breathe into the left side of the body. Let it go. One more time, breathing in. Let it go. As you breathe in this time, let's draw ourselves back to center. And then we're going to exhale and reach to the left. Same thing, except that our right hip is going to anchor down to the ground. And we're going to breathe an open space on the right side of the body, reaching the right fingertips off to the left. 2 big breaths into the right side of the body. Let it go. Breathing in. Let it go. Beautiful. Breathing back into center as we let our hands rotate down to the earth or release down to the earth. Let's rotate through our wrists, softening the shoulders once again. Beautiful. Bringing the hands to the knees. We're just going to stretch through the upper back a little bit. So right palm to right knee, we're going to dip our right shoulder and lengthen through our spine. So we're pressing into that leg, and you might feel a gentle stretch on the inner thigh, opening up through that hip as well. And if it feels good in your neck, why don't you take a look over the left shoulder? Let's take a breath or two here. Hmm. And anytime you feel like sighing or you feel a release coming on, please allow yourself to be vocal. Let that breath release and a nice big whoosh or an ah sound anytime in our practice together. When you're ready to take an inhale, come on back to center. We're going to do that on the other side. So placing the left palm on the inner thigh and dropping the right elbow towards the left knee. And if you need to, you can place your opposite hand down on the ground to stabilize you. And then go ahead and look over that right shoulder. Wonderful. Come on back to center. And we're going to go ahead and come onto all fours. So if you have that blanket and you need a little extra comfort in your knees, I want you to go ahead and utilize that. We want to be comfortable in our yoga practice. So we want our wrists underneath our shoulders and our knees underneath our hips, spreading our fingertips out wide. And I like to say that we are setting up a foundation for greatness here. So fingertips out wide, pointer finger, middle finger stretching towards the front of the mat. A little extra pressure into our fingertips and the pointer finger and thumb to help take pressure off of our wrists. You can also set your blanket out in a way that's wide enough for your knees, and you can rest your wrists on top of the blanket, fingertips towards the ground. You're always welcome to come down to your forearms as well. Keep that in mind. So we're going to play around with cat cow here. We're going to do a few rounds of cat cow, and we're going to switch our breath pattern, and we're going to add lion's breath. And then we're going to do this a few times. So taking a nice deep breath in, dropping the belly, gazing up to the sky, hips moving towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, we're going to hug that low belly in and breathe out. Shoulders are broad, the neck is nice and loose. Breathing in, dropping the belly down. And we're going to exhale. And then last time doing this direction, breathing in. And we're going to exhale, rounding through the spine. And let's go ahead and come to a neutral spine here. And we're going to switch our breath here. So instead of breathing in when we drop our belly, we're going to breathe out in that lion's breath. So let's pause here before we drop our belly, and we're going to take a nice deep breath in. And then as we drop our belly, breathing in, finding your cat, and breathing out, find that lion's breath. One more time, breathing in, rounding, and exhale. Beautiful. Breathing in, coming back into a neutral spine. And let's go ahead and we're going to anchor down on our left palm. And we're going to just open up through the right side. So the right fingertips are going to reach to the sky, stretch, stretch, stretch up, big breath in. And we're going to exhale and thread the needle. So go ahead and let those fingertips float underneath your left arm. And we're just going to gently drop our head down. And if your head does not reach the ground, please, please, please support it either with a block or maybe you have an extra blanket. I just don't want your shoulder to be squished. If your head is on the ground and the neck feels a little squished, you can go ahead and draw your chin closer to your chest. So you have a few options here. You can reach the left hand straight out in front of you, or you can go ahead and take it and rest it behind your back. Just kind of see where you're at today, how that feels. Let's just take a few breaths here. One more, stretching out through the back of the shoulder. Let's all slowly bring the left palm to rest in front of our nose. And we're going to draw ourselves back into our tabletop position. And we're going to go ahead and make that happen on the opposite side. So anchor down the right hand, breathing in and up, open through the chest, big. And exhale, release it down. And this side might feel a little bit different, you know, especially if you've had a previous injury or you're feeling quite tight. Or maybe this side is the side that feels really, really good. Just be cautious and do what feels right in your body. We're not pushing or pressuring or bullying ourselves into any shapes today or any day, hopefully. Let's take 2 breaths here. And when you're ready, go ahead and draw that right palm towards your nose. toes and bring yourself on up. Please find just a little bit of organic movement here, gently rocking from side to side, dropping the hips from side to side, maybe a little bit of barrel rolling in the chest here. I love incorporating some organic movement into our practice because, you know, it just feels really good to listen to your body. And what I teach, what I guide you through isn't the end all be all. You're always welcome to find some playfulness, which is kind of what we're doing today. All right. So I would love to ask you to go ahead and bring your right foot forward, and you can keep your blocks close by just in case you need them. And this is a nice place to use your blocks if you want to come into lift your chest a little bit higher. Um, I have short arms, so it's helpful for me. Might be for you as well. And you're welcome in this position to go ahead and lift up that back leg as well. Just depends on where you are in your practice today. But I do want to remind you to stand on railroad tracks rather than a balance beam. We can leave those to the little tiny little girls and gymnastics. So if you have your knee up, go ahead and press through that back heel and kind of everybody bring your left hip down just a little bit. So we're straight across in our hips, opening up through the chest, lengthening through the crown here. And let's just take a breath and just notice how we're feeling in our body in this shape. And then we are going to move into a higher lunge. One more breath. And then let's go ahead and move into that higher lunge, making sure that you feel comfortable, breathing the fingertips above the head. And go ahead and drop that back heel at a 45-degree angle if that feels comfortable. Might not feel so comfortable in your hips. We want the toes always to go in the same direction as our knee. And we always want our front knee to be above our ankle so we can see our toes. So breathing in and up, here we are. We find our Virabhadrasana 1, our warrior 1, softening the shoulders. Coming back to our mantra, I have the courage, the strength, and the determination to have the life that I want. One more breath here. Breathing in, and as we exhale, we're going to shift our beautiful bodies into our warrior 2 pose. Yeah, Virabhadrasana 2. Toes are pointed towards the front of the mat. Back foot is parallel to the back of the mat. Our knee is above our ankle. Head over heart, heart over pelvis. Softening into those shoulders. We're going to just find a gentle movement back and forth. Back and forth. Yes. So you might feel a little bit of an activation again on the inner thigh. We're working through those hips where we store so much of our junk. And if you'd like, you can go ahead and add a little bit of doorknob turning into this motion, making sure that you're connecting to your core too, so we don't throw ourselves off balance. Anytime you need to, you can straighten out that leg and take a pause. Just gonna do this for a few more seconds. Beautiful. So let's come back, head over heart. We're gonna drop that left hand back and reach our right hand to the sky. Peaceful warrior. Breathing in deeply into that side body. And let's go ahead and exhale, dropping the forearm down. Left hand to the sky. We come into our side angle bend. Let's do that one more time. Peaceful warrior, breathing up, right hand to the sky. And exhaling, side angle bend. Take a nice deep breath in. And when you exhale, let's stretch those fingertips out towards the wall that is on that our crown is facing, if you're not already, and see if you can feel that line of energy from the fingertips all the way down to the knife edge of the back foot. Excellent. So let's take a nice deep breath in once again, and we're going to drop our left fingers towards our right toes, and we're going to kind of rainbow it all the way down and come up into our 5-pointed star. Lifting the kneecaps just a little bit, pressing the soles of the feet into the ground. You might find in this position that your feet roll to the knife edge, the outer edge of the feet. So press into your big toes. We're going to drop our heels in. We're going to bend our knees a little bit, and we're going to come into this beautiful, strong goddess pose. Softening your tailbone, lengthening through the crown of the head. We are going to bring our lion's breath back with fierce, right? So softening down. And just a note, in your goddess pose, not all of us are equipped to squat super low, but some of us might be here and some of us might be here with just a tiny little bend in the knee. So we're building some fire today, y'all. So you might feel it in your legs already. You're letting some stuff go. So here we go. Let's breathe in. Breathe in, straighten out those arms. Give your hands a little bit of a shake as you come on down. Shake those shoulders. You got it. Bring those fingers to your hip creases. We're going to take a little break and we're going to bring ourselves forward. And this might be a position where you would like to have your block as well. So we're going to come forward, a little bend in the knees, especially if you're feeling any tension there, and go ahead and soften the neck. We're keeping our body parallel to the floor at this point because I really want you to just kind of notice what's happening in the back of the legs and the hips, kind of feel into it for a moment. And if it feels better, you can experiment. You can draw the toes in just a little bit. We're all a little different. And then go ahead and press the left hand on the block. We're going to breathe in and open up to the side with the right hand. Exhale, bring that hand down. Let's breathe in and up on the left. So good. Twisting is wonderful. Detoxing. One more time, each side, breathing in and up. Yes. And exhale, release. Last time on the left, breathing in and up. And exhale. So go ahead and walk your feet to center. And I'm going to scoot my blanket out of the way here. Walk your feet to center. And then go ahead and come back to the front of your mat. I'm going to switch the front of my mat over here so I can still gaze towards y'all. And we're going to go ahead and come into that low lunge first. So go ahead and drop that right knee down. And we're just going to do sequence on that sequence on the other side, but a little bit different. All right, so just for a moment, knees down, or if you'd like, if you're feeling nice and strong today, you can go ahead and bring that back knee up, making sure your balance feels good, opening up through the heart. Gaze forward. Let's all do that. Let's take a deep breath together. Big breath in. Perfect. And let's go ahead and come into our warrior one again. So that back heel might drop down. Your hip might scoot forward a little bit. If it feels better with the heel up and the hip open some, you got it. Just bring your chest forward. So here we are. Let's just breathe and feel into this shape just a little bit longer. All right, let's take a deep breath in together and then exhale. Let's move into our Virabhadrasana 2, our warrior 2. Right foot parallel to the back of the mat, left foot pointing forward. Make sure your knee is above your ankle and you can see your little tootsies. Head over heart, heart over pelvis. So this time, instead of moving from side to side, well, we're actually still going to move from side to side, but I'd love for you to add a little bit of wave movement here. And it can be as little or as much as you like. Connecting to that core, because we don't want to swing ourselves off course here. We do want to have a little bit of fun. So like water. Ooh. Yes. 2 more breaths here. Stay with your breathing. So even though we have the courage, the strength, and determination to have the life that we want, there's always things that kind of pop up in our way, right? So if we can flow like water, we can move around those obstacles. Bring the right hand down, breathe the left hand up, peaceful warrior. And exhale, forearm down, reaching the right hand to the sky. Ooh. Breathing in and up one last time, peaceful warrior. And then exhale, forearm down, right hand to the sky. Pause for just a moment. Take a breath when you're ready. And then as you exhale, we're going to reach the right hand and feel that energy from the fingertips all the way down the right hand side of the body to the knife edge of the foot. Breathe. And then let's take an inhale. And remember, we're going to sweep that hand all the way down. And then come on up into our 5-pointed star. You got it. So we're not going to go into goddess pose again, but we are going to stay here. If you need to relax your hands, if they're feeling a little tired of your arms, you can bring them here to your waist. So we're going to practice breath of fire, a Kapalabhati breath. So what that is, it's a very quick breath. It's a passive inhale and an active exhale. And you're going to feel it in your belly. And you can even take your hands and rest them on your belly if you'd like. And it's going to sound like this. So we're going to do that just for maybe a count of 30. If you feel you need to take a break, take a break. But again, we're building that fire, that Agni in our belly, releasing. So when you're ready, let's take a big inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Beautiful. Relax the arms. Let's heel toe our feet back into center. And let's give a little shake. Give a little shake. I love shaking. Animals shake to get rid of their stress. You know, if you've ever seen a chipmunk or a squirrel get stunned, they'll shake immediately before they start running. Let's come back to the front of the mat. And let's find our mountain pose, our strong Tadasana. Pressing the soles of the feet into the ground. A little bit of bounciness into the knees here. Let your tailbone relax, shoulders relax. If you want, you can bring your hands to heart. My heart's beating a little quickly. Maybe yours is too. Maybe we can tune into that for just about 5 breaths. Or you can just hang your hands down by your side, closing your eyes. And if you have your hands at your heart, go ahead and draw them by your side. And we're going to take a deep breath together, bringing the fingertips up to the sky and lengthening. And maybe we find a gentle back bend here and we stretch through the front of the body, maybe lifting the chin up. And then let's exhale, finding our forward fold, relaxing down. Go ahead and give the head a little shake, yes or no. And you can even find a gentle sway from side to side. And then go ahead and come to center and pause. And then let's breathe in, palms to shins, lengthen through the crown of the head from your flat back position. And then exhale, bringing the fingertips down to the mat. Very carefully, one leg at a time, we're going to make our way down. And we're going to go ahead and come back into a uh, cross-legged position here. Let's do left leg over right. And then we're just going to bring our hands in front of us. And if I'm going to tell you, if crossing your legs doesn't feel good, go ahead and you can bring maybe one leg back, or you can even stretch one leg out. If you have it in you, if you have the flexibility, you can come into fire log and put your shins resting over one another. So lots of different options here. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to bring our hands forward and just start to walk them forward. And you might feel a nice deep stretch in the left hip. Taking a few breaths here. You can let your neck relax a little bit if you'd like. One more breath. And begin to walk the hands back to center. We're just going to do the old switcheroo, and we're going to take the opposite leg in front. You might move those little fleshy parts underneath the sits bones. Take a moment to settle in, and then when you're ready, go ahead and walk yourself forward. Wow, my hips really needed this today. Take one more breath. And walk your hands forward. We're going to go ahead and make our way onto our backs now. And once you find your space here, let's go ahead and draw the knees into the belly. You can cup your hands on the top of the knees and stir the pot, getting a nice little massage around the base of the spine. So we're just going to do a tiny bit of core work, still building that fire, burning things up, releasing. So what I'd like you to do is make this shape with your hands. So again, we're stretching out the four fingers, we're touching the pointer fingers together and the thumbs, and we're gonna lift our hips and put it underneath our hips here because we wanna protect our low back. So broad across the shoulders, lengthening through the back of the neck, maybe dropping the chin. And we're gonna go ahead and take a big inhale, and we're gonna stretch the legs out in front of us. And then as we exhale, we're gonna hug in that core, draw the knees back in. That doesn't feel right to you, one leg at a time. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Breathing in, stretching out, and exhale. Beautiful. Breathing in, stretching out. And if you need to do this, resting the sole of one foot on the ground, that is another option as you stretch the other leg out. Use that core. Keep it going. Come back to that breath. You can utilize Ujjayi breath too if you've got it in you. We're going to do 2 more. And I think that'll be 10. Don't quote me. Once more. Ooh, Nelly, bring it on in. All right, go ahead. And we're just going to take a twist to the left just for a few breaths. So keeping those knees in, and if you need to, you can go ahead and put a block underneath your knee, or if your low back is feeling tight, go ahead and put the block in between the knees. And if neither of those feels good to you, you can put a block and just drop the knees to the side, keeping your spine straight and long against the floor. Open up into a T with the arms, and we're just going to take about 5 breaths here. On your next inhale, connect to your core. Slowly draw your knees back to center. You can find a little shift here. You can draw the knees into the chest for a breath or two if you think that will feel good. And then go ahead and on an exhale, drop those knees to the right in any capacity that feels good. This side might need a little different setup than the other. So just be mindful of that. And connecting to your core. Let's come back in to center. And one last time, drawing those knees in. And if it feels good, maybe this time, just to reset the spine, draw the forehead to the knees. Take a nice deeper stretch here. Maybe it feels better if you do it with one leg and then the other. And here we go, the pose we all came for, reaching the legs out long. We're coming into our final resting pose of Savasana. And if you'd like, you can cover yourself up with a blanket. I'm going to cover up my toes. It's a little chilly here. Letting your arms rest at your side or anywhere that feels comfortable. Resting easy. You did a lot of really wonderful work of letting go today. And I wouldn't be surprised if maybe some things unfold for you in the next couple of days. There has been some pretty amazing things that have happened to me after doing some release work. So be prepared and welcome in that transformation. Soften all the muscles in the face. Let the shoulders move down towards the earth. Relaxing the hips and the legs. And let your belly be soft. Fingers and toes are light. Let Mother Earth support you as you let go. Please begin to bring your awareness into your belly. And as your breath begins to deepen, let that awareness start to spread through the chest and the arms, down into the legs, the fingers and the toes. And perhaps you'd like to rock your head gently from side to side. And if you'd like, for a few breaths before you make your way into an upright position, you're welcome to roll onto your favorite side, cradle your head and your arm. Take about 2 to 3 nice, deep breaths, and drawing in your awareness to the space around you. And then when you're ready, start to make your way into a seat. And then let's bring the palms of our hands together. Just a final moment of gratitude for this community. I'm so grateful that you came to practice with me today. And I hope that this embodiment practice um, helped you helped you learn a few things, and you just feel good and light and energized to move into your day. Namaste.